We're on the solar plexus now, so I'm just going to reach out towards you, and I want you to imagine growing roots all the way out of your shoulders and down past your hips and knees and down through your feet into the ground below you, downwards and downwards and downwards, rooting you into the soil and into the yellow and gold crystals of the inner earth. And they start to drink that energy up, knowing that we are going to work on your solar plexus today. Breathe out and just release all of that anger and frustration, any pent-up energy. And then I would like you to imagine a candle flame at your solar plexus, and imagine and feel, if you can, feel that flame glowing and growing above you, below you, to each side and the front and the back, until it surrounds you with a protective fire energy, and it has pushed out all of that residue of emotions that have stuck to your solar plexus, because most of it will not be yours. Okay, so we're going to balance the Manupura. This is the solar plexus symbol, the yogic symbol. If I pick up a book here, you can see it a little bit closer. Okay, and the animal for this in Hinduism is the ram. Okay, so I'm going to use some of these pure perfume oils that Merin has mixed up, and I love these oils. I use them for my music practice, I use them for my healing work and meditation. And this one has got citrine, yellow citrine crystals inside it to activate it even more. And it's made of bergamot, litsi, ginger, cinnamon and cardamom. So I would actually probably put this on my solar plexus, but I also rub them on my hands, and these have been diluted by and just breathe in, and it actually smells of lemons. I don't think she's used lemon in it, but maybe it's the litsi, but it smells citrusy. So just breathe that in right down into your solar plexus energy. When you take a deep breath, your solar plexus energy expands because of the oxygen you are drawing in, and most of us do not breathe properly. Okay, so I'm going to take the Smoky Quartz, and I'm going to start clearing your solar plexus as I tell you what this stands for. And it is your main energy center, and the color for it is yellow. And it relates to your personal power, your inner strength, your self-mastery, your determination, your empowerment and your confidence, self-discipline, free will, self-esteem and your courage. Having emotional balance and appropriate self-discipline. Okay, so I'm just going to pour out. And I very rarely find a solar plexus intact. Most people have got little shadows of stuck chi attached to it and in their auric field. And this is because this is mainly where we take on those criticisms, those taunts in the playground. Just pulling them out now, and I'm actually going to draw in the Seihei key symbol to clear this. Pushing that into you now as we sweep away, still rubbing this over it and drawing it out, pulling it backwards into the stone. And I want you to give your lack of self-confidence to this stone. If you have given your power away and it has caused problems in your life, just give those to the stone. I'm going to set it behind you now, and I'm going to draw in the distance healing symbol, because we're going to go back into the time, at a time when perhaps you were less confident, where you were under the thumb, and when you couldn't do what you wished. And of course I'm talking about things that you wish which do not hurt anyone and do not hurt yourself, hopefully. Okay. So pulling out of the area, and I'm working around at the sides of the trunk of you now, so your midriff. And the main colour, as you know, for this energy centre is yellow. And the issues with this energy centre that we will be trying to work on are the fear, the anxiety, and introversion. It is associated with the 7th and 8th thoracic vertebrae, and it is primarily working on your digestive system. The inner aspect is your opinion, your personal power. And the emotional action is expansiveness. And the spiritual action is growth. Okay. So this is where you stand in that personal power. Okay. And this is where you hold your inner strength. And things that might affect this would be divorce, personal injury, illness, being fired at work or retiring, and sexual difficulties, the gain and loss of somebody close to you, change in responsibilities or work hours, an outstanding personal achievement, even moving house or changing the country you live in, a change in sleeping habits, even Christmas can affect it, whether you love it, whether you hate it, and even minor violations within the law that perhaps you have done or someone has done to you. So we're going to be working on your inner strength. And what happens in this energy centre has a knock-on effect for all of the others, okay? You might not be aware of this, but if you wish for something, and many witches know this, some don't, but instead of just doing a spell and saying, I wish for this, without any emotion, if you wish from here, I wish for this, you put more of your personal power behind it. So I've got a couple of tree ogham here, which from the Celtic Reiki that we will use. And we're going to really send these all the way down your spinal column, but the main energy center today that we will use will be the solar plexus. And if you can hear my dog coughing outside the door, I apologize. He is very nearly at the real end stages. Okay, so we have a couple of trees here, and first of all the one in the middle, and that is strife. That is the protective tree, quite difficult to work with, very prickly black thorn, and it comes out at the beginning of May, even April, March, So as I draw this symbol into you, I would like you to just feel the power, feel the protection that you are manifesting from this solar plexus energy. And you may even want to visualize these smallish tree shrubs around you with their big black thorns. And they'll protect you for most of the year, and then at this time of year in October, they will give you slow berries, so they will bring the abundance into you of this tree. Protective, first flower of the thorns to flower, bringing joy at a semi-dark time of the year. It's just coming out of winterland. The full protection of its thorns in the summer as you start venturing out, and then the abundance and the joy of its fruits in the winter. The next tree that I'm going to talk about, giving you power and cleansing at the same time, would be Beth, the birch tree. And this is one of the trees that comes in at the edges of the woods, and it also starts the foresting land, so it kicks things off at the beginning of the year. Is this time for the Beth, so March time. And it's also used for pain relief, the white birch, and the oil smells antiseptic, a bit like witch hazel, so sending that into you. It's beautiful white bark that you could actually write a spell or a wish on, because the tree shreds its bark. And then the last one I've chosen is Quartz, is apple. Apple helps with the digestion. It is a happy tree. It is a family tree. They are quite low growing because they wish to be near the humans. And also around September, October, the priestesses of Avalon would have done a 3-day apple fast. The old adage, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Sound, another thing to balance out your chakras. So I'm just going to hold that around your solar plexus area. Move it around the back of you, just clearing away anything I missed when I cleansed you earlier. And one more for luck, strengthening the Manupura. And the crystals, orange calcite, there is a yellow calcite and a golden calcite as well. Here it is in its rough form. Just feel those strengthening and filling up the solar plexus, helping you to counteract the effects of stress, filling you up with the colour of the sun, the colour of sunflowers. helping with your energy levels. If you're feeling lethargic, get up and move, do a movement meditation, perhaps get into some Tai Chi or yoga. Tai Chi would not use chakras as per se, they would use dantians, which one would be at the sacral, another would be at the heart, and another at the third eye, but they do also have minor dantians in the same places as the chakras. So absorbing that wonderful yellow energy in, and I'm just going to place those behind you, and I'm just going to show you a couple of other crystals that I would use. This is called Atlas Jasper from the Atlas Mountains, and even though it's got reds and oranges in, I would also be using those coloured crystals at the Manupura. And when I hold this up, I'm thinking of the strength of Atlas, who holds up the sky there along North Africa, the orangeness of the stone, the light reflecting in the zenith of the day, which moves us onto something that is this colour, Bumble Bee Jasper. Toxic, so you would need to wash your hands after handling this. And that to me just brings in, just by its name, the energy of the bees and how buzzy and busy they are. Being a busy bee is good. It makes the day go quicker. But if you suffer with your energy levels, do make sure that you pace yourself. How often do we see exhausted bees lying on the ground? Okay, so eating yellow foods as well, a banana full of potassium, helping with your energy levels. Wearing yellow clothes, if you don't have any yellow or golden crystals, wear a yellow scarf. Yellow crystals, I'm still looking for a banana yellow crystal. And I don't think the earth makes one, so if anybody knows of a pale banana yellow crystal that I've missed, please let me know. And then of course the tiger's eye, shining that in with the hematite to ground it into you, very strong. Helping with your fortitude, your standing, but also helping you to play. And I'm just looking in the book down here, there are other crystals, yellow tourmaline, topaz. Crystals to calm it down would be emeralds and sapphires. And to balance, that would be a citrine, so a nice yellow or golden or orange citrine that I held up earlier. And of course, another way to work with crystals that you don't own is to work with clear quartz, which activates and amplifies. If I just hold that up there, and then I place that next to it, or in front of it, and point that towards you, it will amplify the feeling. And how would I do that? I could hold this up at my solar plexus to activate and ask the angels or my guides to channel in the crystal that you want. So I'm thinking of that yellow citrine now. And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking of the properties it holds and remembering the energy it emits, because I've been working with crystals a very long time. And knowing that I have put that energy into this clear quartz and now sending into you that yellow citrine to balance. And breathe out for me. So I'm going to draw in a double chakra from the Reiki Seiken. For power, you could use a single chakra. I'm going to draw in a courage symbol from the Reiki Seiken again, which looks like a cross with an S along the arms, pushing that in now. And the double chakras. So out of the oceanic Reiki, I would be using a turban shell. This is a South African turban shell. We call it a turbo shell because it has a steady, spiraling, slow release energy, if you like. And these come in many colours. I personally like these golden ones. So if I spiral that and sending the energy into you for a slow release energy, especially if you suffer from your energy levels. Other things you can use would be a nautilus fossil. I'm just going to draw that turbo shell into you. And activate that with the chakra. Out of the Bach Rescue Remedy, the flower remedy tinctures, I would go for the yellow ones. The gorse is very good at helping with your energy levels, and I think there is a mustard one as well. Okay, breathe in and relax. And then here is one of the nautiluses I use, which has beautiful fossilized. So it is from the oceanic Reiki and can be used as crystals. So I'm going to draw that into you now. It is the master symbol for oceanic Reiki, and it balances. The Fibonacci, the golden ratio and the golden mean are very good to balance. If you don't have anything else, get yourself a nautilus fossil. There are loads of them around, much more of them around than nautilus shells, and of course you are not hurting or harvesting a live animal. I do believe that there are licenses for ethically sourced ones because that is where I bought mine from. Okay. Breathe out. And I just want to say one more thing about the tone. The Hindu tone for this would be Ram, 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 Ram. And I do believe that was Mahatma Gandhi's favourite mantra phrase to keep him going, perhaps when he was on his starvation, his food protests, or whether he was on his long walks across that beautiful large country. Ram would spur him on. Okay, another breath in, and I'm just going to place my hands on your shoulders, and let's ground in the healing for the Manupura. And we ask that it fortifies you, gives you strength and courage and understanding, and helps with your growth and direction. Okay, now bye bye friends, and I'll see you next time.